concussion coming off that thing standing right here.
Gotta love gunpowder in the morning. Alright, Doomsday Brothers. Brisk 23 degrees out here, man. This is gonna be rough. Frozen hands, frozen limbs. This is the first run of the day. Get loosened up. Jeremy's representing the pink Power Ranger there.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
You ready?
Yeah.
I guess we don't have a timer.
Nope, just go for it.
When it comes to the world of affordable AR-15s, there are a number of decent options. The Delton DT Sport comes to mind, the DPMS Panther Oracle. Armalite has several offerings, Bushmaster, even the Ruger 8500 is a great affordable weapon. The list goes on. You could even build your own AR with low-cost components. Ultimately, in our eyes, the M&P15 Sport is the cream of the crop. In fact, since filming this, we've owned several more of these, and it will continue to be a go-to when the low-cost AR-15 is needed. Stay tuned for our review and find out why.
Alright, Jeremy, run and gun.
Side note, iron sights, you guys have red dots, not fair.
I'll use iron. Oh, he's already making excuses.
Oh, here we go.
Here it goes.
Alright, ready?
You know what we say about excuses, right?
Shut up.
Alright, another review from Doomsday Brothers coming at ya. Today we've got the M&P15 Sport. Pretty rad little AR-15. And we got Jeremy who's going to be doing the review for you today. And like always, we're going to start you off with the positives. Alright, cool.
It's a great value. This is the sport model for the MP15 lineup, meaning that you can, back when I got it, I haven't looked at prices recently, and this, could obviously be different depending on where you're at. I got it for $660, but then the guys I got it from threw all the Magpul stuff on besides the vertical foregrip, and I think I paid $715, like something like that for it.
So either way, like way less you're going to be paying for almost any other AR.
Yeah, really great
especially
value.
Similar quality.
It's chambered for 5.56, which it's nice because it is meant for 5.56, so it'll take either 223 or 5.56. I've heard that most 223 guns take 5.56 just fine, but
It's usually if it's a target barrel.
Yeah.
In that case, they're usually designated for 223 only.
yeah.
Most cases, it's a non-factor.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It has a melanite finish on its barrel, so it's not a chrome finish barrel, but it's still, not gonna be your standard steel barrel. Add to your longevity and things like that.
It's not bad.
Next positive, aside from great value on this guy, is the rifling on it. It's actually called 5R rifling. It's a thing that Smith Wesson does, and what that is, it's a 1 in 8 twist. And then the way the rifling goes is, as you come further into the barrel, it's not as tight of rifling initially, so it allows the bolt to stabilize more, and then get into the rifling. The difference in accuracy is probably, negligible, but it's kind of a cool thing they do.
I've heard just because of the way that the grooves line up, when you've got 6, you go straight across the barrel and you're hitting another groove.
Yeah.
In this case, you've got the smooth side of the barrel hitting the opposite side of a groove, and for whatever reason that helps to stop deforming the jacket of the bullet. It's got a few benefits like that. I don't know if it's really a real factor or not. And this one's pretty accurate. From what I've seen, most people are probably shooting under 2 minutes of angle. Saw some guys shooting under 1.5, which is pretty great, especially for what you're paying for this.
I got no complaints about it. As far as accuracy goes, it's a pretty accurate gun. That was the next talking point, was accuracy. And that's going to pretty much go for the AR line in general. But it is a very accurate gun, which is nice. Another cool thing comes with this one, or mine came with the Magpul stock, but the standard Smith Wesson M&P15 Sport comes with just like your regular run-of-the-mill collapsible stock, which is fine. They kind of rattle and stuff. This one's a little bit higher quality, but it does come with it. And then after that, weight. This gun, on our miscellaneous data sheet we got here, we got the weight highlighted here. It's a 6.45 pound gun, which is pretty impressive. Some of that has to do, I'm sure, with the fact that it doesn't have the dust cover and the forward assist, which we'll talk about later. And then this is all one milled piece down here. The trigger guard and everything, we'll talk about that too. So I don't know if that adds very much to it, but it is a light gun. It's it's direct impingement instead of a gas piston, which also lightens it up a little bit too.
And when you're shooting it without optics like we have most of the time, man, it really does feel light. You can swing that thing around like it's nothing.
You compare this to the Scar 17S.
Oh, when you've got it fully loaded like that, it's night and day.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The Smith Wesson M&P15 Sport comes with a rear Magpul embossed sight, which is nice. So you got a flip up rear sight if you put a scope or something on it, which I like it a lot. It's a cool feature. It's a nice sight. The only complaint I would have about this sight is just, at least on mine, I don't know if this is like this on all of them, switching from the wider optic or narrower optic to the wider one. It's pretty difficult to do, as you can see there. I just drilled my thumb doing it, but it takes a bit of effort to get that down and up. I don't know, maybe if you messed around with it, moved it enough, it'd start loosening up, but that's my only real complaint about it. Other than that, it's all positive. Next positive is the AR-15 design. There are millions of AR-15s out there, so it's so easy to find different parts or things you want to upgrade on it.
You can mod the thing to death.
Yeah, it just
Go
keeps on
crazy.
going and going. There's a reason they call it guy's Barbie.
Yeah, there's a real advantage to have something that's plentiful.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh yeah, and if something breaks, getting a part for it's real easy.
Sure, it's not unique. You're not going to be the only guy at the range with an AR-15, that's for sure. Dime a dozen those AR-15s, but there's a reason so many people buy them.
Yeah. And that kind of goes along with our last talking point on the positives, which is customization. Being the AR-15 platform, there's sights and rails and this and that and everything under the sun for it. So it's really easy to customize however you want it to be. My whole goal behind this rifle was to get the best value AR-15 I could possibly find. This comes from the manufacturer. If you don't get all the extra Magpul stuff on it, which Magpul, this is all the MOE Magpul stuff, so it's pretty cheap. I mean, I think you can get all this stuff together for like $125, $150 probably. So that's not bad at all. And then going to our negatives here. So it's not competition grade, obviously. When you're talking a value AR-15 like this,
It's a value rifle. That doesn't mean it's cheap.
It's not.
It's not cheaply made.
No, it's a solid gun. I've had no problems with it. But your trigger isn't going to be a 2-stage trigger or anything special. It's not really gritty as far as, in my opinion, or anything like that. It's a heavy trigger, but it's a 9-pound trigger, as you can see here. But it breaks cleanly. It's not difficult to shoot distance or anything like that.
Trigger's pretty smooth though. It's heavy, but it's smooth.
Yeah.
And the reset's not bad at all either.
Yeah. Next negative, in my opinion, this is, not a true negative, I wouldn't say, but it's the A2 front sight here. With this sight, I was thinking I was thinking a little bit ago about getting like a Troy Alpha rail or something a little bit longer out here. But this A2 sight kind of becomes a headache. I know you can get a low profile gas block and stuff like that, but
A lot of guys just like to saw them off.
yeah. But there's issues you can run into if you do that, and then with the low profile gas blocks, you have to like Loctite them up, and it can get so hot up there that Loctite can get kind of denatured, and then it won't hold in there. So I don't know. I wasn't crazy about the A2 front sight. It works great, and there's no problems with it. But just some of the things I want to do as far as getting a longer forend on it and everything was just, I would have preferred something else. This is the MP15 Sport model, meaning that if we flip it over here, it doesn't have the dust cover, and it also doesn't have the forward assist here. These, in my opinion, are not a big deal at all, unless you're actually planning on using this as a military or law enforcement or something, which you wouldn't be getting this gun anyway. with the forward assist, I would never ever use that even if I had one on my gun, because if I'm out recreationally shooting this gun and my bolt gets stuck back, I'm not going to slam it forward and possibly jam something more into there. I'm going to take my mag out, clean out my chamber, and make sure that everything's fine in the gun. I'm not just going to try to force it into action. And then the dust cover, I'm not planning on rolling around in dirt with this, so I don't see it as being an issue either.
And there's not going to be anything getting in the chamber unless you're firing it, really.
Yeah. And then I guess if this was your SHTF gun, it would be preferable to have the dust cover. But at the same time, once you shoot around, even if you have a dust cover on there, it's not there anymore. So if you shoot around and you move and you have to drop down in the dirt or something like that, it's not doing anything besides hanging off your gun anyway. So I don't know. In my opinion, as a recreational shooter, there really is no point to having one anyway.
Well, it's a very subjective thing. But the big purpose of it was when they were running around the jungle in Vietnam, and you're getting gunk up in there. Yeah, forward assist can be a great help. A dust cover, they can be useful tools. Generally speaking, though, they add a little bit of extra weight. Just something else to go wrong. But a lot of guys swear by them. A lot of people wouldn't have an AR without them.
There's obviously practical purposes behind it, but as far as I see it, for the role I have this gun in, it's a recreational gun. Last thing, this trigger guard. If you wanted to get a bigger trigger guard, you can't replace that on this gun. It's, as you can see, part of the lower. You can't remove it at all. So for gloves and stuff, they do kind of make it a little bit bigger. And I've shot it with the glove on before, and I didn't have a problem with it. So I don't know. In my opinion, it's fine, but that might be something that some guys have an issue with if you want to get a bigger trigger guard.
So that's pretty much it for the negatives. But what would you say your overall impressions on this rifle?
My overall impressions on this rifle are that it is an excellent rifle, especially if maybe this is your first AR, or you don't have a lot of money to spend on an AR. I don't know another AR that comes with a lifetime warranty. It's made by a really top-notch brand. Smith Wesson is a great brand. If you have any problems with this, you just send it to them, and they fix it for you. For lifetime, that's awesome. Especially when you're paying, $650, $660 for this gun if you don't give the Magpul crap on it.
I know you've thought about selling this rifle very often, and then every time we go out and shoot, every time we get a chance to shoot it again, I know you come back excited. You're pleased with the experience you have, and that says a lot about a gun. Is when you go out and shoot it, how you feel. Are you frustrated with it? Has it caused you problems? Is it just not a lot of fun to shoot? That's not the case with this thing. This has been a blast to shoot.
I really have had the opposite experience that Cody's had with his Ruger Mini 14. Did you guys talk about that in your review at all?
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit.
He loved that gun, and he geeked out on it and got it and everything. And then every time we take it out, we'd leave there and he'd be like, "Oh man, I need to get something else."
And then that could just be his Ruger. That could be his Mini 14. But yeah, that's
we didn't have the problems with it either until he changed out some. The furniture on it, put that Tapco stuff on it,
yeah,
and then with that, it was only really with a certain kind of ammunition still. But yeah, this gun, I'd go home and I like to geek out on guns. I'll research them and all that kind of crap all day long, and then I come to a conclusion that I needed some other AR-15, and that I was going to sell this gun. And then we'd go out shooting, and I'd be like, why would I even want to sell this gun? This gun's awesome.
Yeah, bang for your buck, man. This has got to be it. And I totally, wholeheartedly agree. This is a lot of fun to shoot. After shooting this gun, you kind of do want one.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
It comes with the Magpul P-Mag. Mine, they switched out for FD for me just because I bought all the other FD stuff. You can build from it too. If you decide to get this and you want to switch out, your upper and stuff later or whatever, you can always build on it too. That's the great thing about ARs. So if you want to upgrade it later, you can do that. Overall, this is an excellent gun.
Yeah. Good joy factor on it.
What would you give it out of 10?
If I was going to score out of 10, I'd give it a 9 just for the value.
Yeah.
There's really not a lot of bad things I can say about this rifle. If you're going to go out 3-gunning, if you're a serious competitor, yeah, this might not be your option.
But if you're just entering into 3-gunning, maybe it is. If you don't want to drop a lot of money, you don't know exactly what you want yet, you're still trying to figure out the optics and everything you want, yeah, this might be a great base platform to start from. Figure out your optics off of it, and then figure out what is in this standard AR design that you want to upgrade and change, and get it in a new AR. You know,
recreationally speaking, or just going out having some fun target shooting.
Yeah.
Or even home defense, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah. Or maybe you're an AK guy, or you don't have an AR yet, and you just kind of want to get an AR for your, you know, for your gun collection, and you don't really want top notch, you know, and stuff like that. This is this is great value.
Yeah, safe bet to go. I'll give it 2 thumbs up, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'd give it for its role and what it is, you know, being a value gun. Yeah, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. You know, it's excellent. I don't have any real complaints about it. I'm going to complain that I'm selling it, but other than that, I have no complaints.
But that's it. Great rifle, M&P15 Sport, Doomsday Brothers, Josh and Jeremy. We'll catch you later.
See you guys.
Here comes the sun, little darling.
Oh man, that's unfortunate.
That's right. I can edit that out. Don't worry about it.
I think people should see how you really are.
All right, same setup. We're going to skip over whatever was just going on right there. M&P15 Sport.